Peace, peace, y'all. I am live. My hair itch a little bit, but anyway, that just means it's growing. Tonight, I am doing something new. It's called GodIs Connect, and I will be hopping on here on Wednesdays to connect with goddesses like myself that are doing the work of the Great Mother to raise the frequency and vibration of the Divine Feminine. So today I'm going to have on here 40 Acres and a Muse. I can't wait till she hops on. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to share a little bit about what I got going on. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Shahida. In community, they call me Mama Hida. Some people call me Gemini. My business is the Gemini RX, Prescriptions for the Human Experience. I am a social worker by trade and a person that enjoys being in service to people just by nature. I have a natural affinity for the human condition, and I want us all to be better. So I create safe spaces for people to connect and heal together in real time with real people. I do a yearly retreat, which is an 11/11 activation event for the Divine Feminine. It's called the Cosmic Goddess Retreat. And yeah, that's me. That's what I do. This is going to be a series of sorts. I am trying my hand at being an interviewer. So while I wait for my guests, I'm going to continue to just prepare myself to do this interview. Pin. Yeah, this will be my first goal. Pin me. I don't know what that means, but I pinned the goal. We have a goal of trying to collect 7 garland wreaths because we're going to be having a Goddess Connect talk. So as the goddess, we like our crowns and our wreaths and our tiaras and our headdresses, things like that. So yeah, if y'all want to gift me, I'm with all of that. I'm waiting for the lady to get on, but like I was saying, the Cosmic Goddess Retreat is coming up in November. Thank you. Peace, beautiful. Peace, everybody. I love y'all, and I'm grateful that y'all hopped on here. I'm waiting for someone to join me, and I'm sure she'll be here. She'll be here eventually. I'm gonna share the live while I wait. Let me figure out how to do that. I wish I was more. Let's see. But I'll get better as time goes because I'm going to keep doing it. I don't know how to share it. So the people that's supposed to see it is going to be the people that see it. But yeah, so having a goddess chat with 40 Acres and a Muse. So what had happened was I was on TikTok one day and I was scrolling and I saw this woman and she was talking about being in our feminine energy and how to connect with our femininity, how to attract the things that we desire into our lives. And that's the wave that I'm always on. I'm constantly in prayer. I'm learning how to meditate better, but I'm constantly in prayer and just working on reaching my goals and accomplishing the things that I desire to accomplish. And I do that. I've been the Cosmic Goddess Retreat. So in 2023, I was compelled by the Great Mother to start this endeavor, this Cosmic Goddess Retreat, where we bring together groups of women in an intimate setting for a weekend away for rest, restoration, and an opportunity to reset. We work towards healing collectively because I'm a firm believer that collective energy just works faster, better, and is more potent. Just like they say, when 2 or more gather, it's up. When 2 or more gather, then the spirit is moving. So I like to have these gatherings. If you would like more information about the Cosmic Goddess Retreat, I have it posted on my TikTok page. My TikTok is the Gemini RX. And yeah, so that, but while while I'm waiting for my guests, I guess I could, what could I do? I could share some, let me tell you about this retreat. So every year, the Cosmic Goddess Retreat, it's a gathering of women, but we work with the 5 elements: fire, air, water, earth, and spirit. We connect with 5 goddess energies. This year, we are going to ancient Kemet. This year, the goddess energies that we are working with are going to be Sekhmet, the Sekhmet fire ritual. We're going to have an Isis water ritual. We're going to have a Mayat air. We're going to do Kemetic yoga for Mayat. And we're going to have Katesh, sacred sexuality. That's the spirit energy. And we're going to, I'm looking for my Cosmic Goddess notes so I can share with y'all. And we're going to, did I do that? I said Sekhmet, Isis, Mayat, Katesh, and Nefertiti, the earth element. And we got some dope, very, very dope. I call them goddess guides. The goddess guides are the facilitators for the workshops and rituals. This year, we're going to be in Puerto Rico in November. While it's brisk and chilly over here, it's going to be nice and toasty over there. If you are interested in joining us, like I said, the information is on my page. A lot of, here we go. So yeah, the Cosmic Goddess Retreat, the 3rd annual Cosmic Goddess Retreat. Stepping into our divine holiness. We're going to be looking at all the things that are womanness, because we wear so many hats and we compartmentalize so many parts and aspects of our lives that I think it is very necessary for women to learn how to exist in our wholeness, our feminine, our emotional, our creative, our sexuality, think outside of not the things that, not the teacher. I'm a teacher, I'm a social worker, I'm a nurse, I'm a mom, I'm a whole being unto myself. I'm a whole sovereign being unto myself, and I deserve to be treated as such, and I deserve to be able to express myself in that way. Oftentimes we aren't allowed to express the full spectrum of our emotions, especially women of color, because we get hit with these different tropes. The angry black woman. No, not angry black woman. I'm a woman who has the right to express my emotions. And if the emotion is rage, then I have the right to express my rage. If the emotion is anger, I have the right to express my anger. When I'm happy and I'm giggly and all is well, no one has a problem with my emotions. When I'm passive and I'm letting things slide, no one has a problem with my emotions. But that creates a problem within. Because when we bottle up our emotions and we aren't afraid to, and we are afraid to express ourselves, and we might feel like we're stepping on somebody's toes, or we're going to cause an upset, and we bottle that up, really what we're doing is slowly killing ourselves. We're slowly killing ourselves when we, oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I just want to, I figured out how to share it. When we bottle up our emotions, we are slowly killing ourselves. We are not allowing our body to have those releases. And that causes the trauma to become stored within. So, hold on. I got notes because I'm an interviewer. And I'm a professional. So when trauma gets stored in our bodies. Like sexual trauma or fear or Where is that? I don't want to be out here. I don't want to wing it. I want to have my notes. Trauma stored in the body. Here we go. Yeah, so when we bottle up our emotions, we cause harm to ourselves. So our anger, our stress, it affects our heart and our brain. And we know this body is a vessel, and a vessel is what holds something. Like this bottle of water. This bottle is the vessel. The water is what's inside. So our vessel would hold on to the different emotions that we don't express, and it has to go somewhere. So like when we worry is it gets held in our stomach, and it affects our solar plexus, and that affects our sense of self and our well-being. Grief gets stored in our lungs, and fear gets stored in the kidneys. That's why I didn't want to wing it, because I didn't want to give misinformation. And anger affects our liver, and stress. Oh, I said that stress affects our heart and our brain. So our inability, or not inability, our desire to protect those who we love and hold back the way that we feel about things ultimately causes our demise in the end. Our skin, it can affect our skin. It can affect our breath, our eyes, our hair. You ever been stressed? You ever met a person that's so stressed out that their hair falls out? That's from stored up, pent up negative emotions, not being able to properly emote. Our emotions are energy in motion, and that energy has to go somewhere. And when it doesn't go somewhere, it builds up. And what happens when energy builds up? An explosion happens. And then people talking about you crazy. Oh, she's crazy. She's wilding out. No, she's not crazy, and she's not wilding out. It has to get out one way or another. And we do this thing as women, trying to be strong, where we suppress our emotions, suppress our tears, right? We got to cry sometimes, and it's okay. Like, we have to have moments of release. I'm more of a writer than I am a speaker, but I'm pretty sure I am articulating myself well, and I'm getting my point across. So when we have, we can do like breathing techniques to release the trauma. We can pray, we can meditate, we can breathe, we can go outside, we can connect with nature. I think connecting with nature is something that, especially in the city, I live in the city. Sometimes us in the city don't realize how much nature is around us, even if it's small, even if it's just a little park somewhere. Just that opportunity to touch the grass, take a deep breath, hug the tree. Like, all of those things are real things that need to happen. So yeah, back to the retreat though. So the 3rd annual Cosmic Goddess Retreat, living in our divine holiness. We got our earth ritual. It's called Securing the Bag and Securing the Lineage. A lot of us are not taught. I have a facilitator, a goddess guide, that is really financially astute. And a lot of us are not taught like good money management. So she'll be helping with that. And she'll be also teaching us like techniques and connecting us to Nefertiti in spirit, so that we can unlock the codes of prosperity and abundance, and learn to move our money with our magic, and call in a steady flow of abundance, because abundance is our birthright. The Most High, the Great Mother, God, however you see it, whatever your higher power is, I bet you dollars to donuts. The objective is not join through the invite. Oh, I bet you dollars to donuts. The objective is not to see us broken down and beaten down, or poor, or struggling. God don't want you to struggle. The goddess don't want you to struggle neither. That's why we have this right here. We're gonna have this earth. How do I invite you on? We're going to have this earth ritual so that people can learn ways to better control their finances. And then we have our air, the Kemetic yoga with our facilitator, Freedom. She is Kemetic yoga certified, so she'll be teaching us some poses that directly connect us to ancient Kemet, and also help us to to center ourselves and be grounded so that we can have order within our vessel, so that we can create order within our homes. How do I do it? Join through the invite. Are you on here? 40 acres and a Muse. I don't know how to get you on here with me. It says join. Okay, why it's not giving me the option to bring you on? Maybe you can request to join. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I really wanted to bust it up with you though. It's gonna happen. The goddess is gonna make it happen. But we also have our so for the Sekhmet fire at the retreat, it's not going to be a workshop or a ritual, so to speak. It's going to be a fire offering. Last year I did a series. I'm hosting the fire offering. I'm facilitating that. I'll be the guide. Last year I did a series of fires to strengthen my inner fire, to empower me, to tap into my passion, in my womanness, in motherhood and wifehood, or in all these hoods, sisterhood, friendship hood, auntie, all the things that I do to take care of people outside of myself. I kind of lost myself and got caught up in the mundane day to day, running on autopilot, just not really going with the societal flow, not going with the flow of my being. So I was called to the fire, and through those fires, I learned how to channel my rage, how to honor my rage, how to use my rage to fuel the fire within me, to drive me and make me more passionate. And it really has. I'm not a people pleaser. I used to be a people pleaser. I'm not a people pleaser anymore. I'm a person that knows that for my best interest, I should create a boundary. And I should stand on it. It's one thing to create a boundary. It's a whole nother thing to hold that boundary. So I learned that. And I learned also from the fire how not to allow my emotions to consume me to a point where I cause harm to myself. Drinking or smoking some overindulging in cannabis or things like that, like the things that we do to placate, because the body wants to feel good all the time, but the soul needs the full spectrum of emotions. So just learning how to control my emotions, how to harness my inner fire, and I want to share that in the fire offering. Let's see. And then we also, we have a water ritual that's being conducted at the Cosmic Goddess Retreat. It's going to be amazing because we're going to be beachside in Puerto Rico, right at the ocean, at the womb of the mother, So, yeah. But through the water ritual, we are going to be cleansed and rebirthed, made anew, sort of like a spiritual baptism. We're doing more than healing out here. We are resurrecting ourselves so that we can be whole. Wholeness is the goal for this year's retreat. And then for the spirit part, we have a sacred Katesh. Katesh is Isis is the energy for water. Katesh is the energy for spirit. We have a sacred spirit circle, and we're going to talk about our erotic power and divine pleasure, and our how our sexuality and how we use our sexuality, and how our libido works for our good, and how to remove the shame that may have been attached to feminine sexuality in the past. So we got some things going on at the Cosmic Goddess Retreat, and I'm super excited to be bringing forth this offering. If you are interested in joining the Cosmic Goddess Retreat, I have it pinned on my TikTok, and my website is, I can still taste the black seed oil. My website is thegeminirx.org. Now let me try to invite my Okay. Oh, got it. Did it! I did it!
We
Hi.
did it!
Yes, we
We did
did.
it!
Peace. How are
Yay!
you? You are gorgeous.
Hey! You are gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
these filters though. I don't lie. I have no shame. No shame in my game.
I got
But
I got a little filter I play with over there on Snapchat. I do. I like that one a lot, a lot. How
good
you feeling
time.
today? How are you?
I'm feeling lovely. I'm like trying to finish up some work, but I was like, you know what? This is more important. That'll come later. This is more important. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I'm so
your
glad to be
responding.
here.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
well,
So let me since this is our first like face to face, I'm Shahida. In community they call me Mama Hida. And over here my page is the Gemini RX. The Gemini RX is prescriptions for the human experience. It's something that I've been cultivating since 2018. Um and it has been propelling me to where I am today, to being a person that likes that desires to hold space for the divine feminine, that desires to hold space for us collectively and safe so that we can show up authentically and really do the work of healing and just becoming whole.
yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
My
meet
name is Felion. Uh, yeah, you can call me Flo, like I told you, because usually people are like, "How do you say that?" Like 1,000 times, which I don't mind telling them, but usually I'm just like, "You can call me Flo." Also because I love the flow state, because it's so feminine. We try to
you.
stay in the flow state. But I'm Felion, and I think like you, I'm responding to the call of raising not only just women, because women is important, but
Mm-hmm.
especially Black women to raise up in the divine feminine because there is something divine and juicy that's going on, and it's time. It's time. The planet needs us to be awake and alive and juicy and rich and well loved and sexy and turned on. The planet demands it. So
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. I know it to be true, and I answered the call as well. And you're right. Black women are my center of focus. Women as a whole, but Black women are the center of my focus because we don't always have spaces and places where we can be safe, even in the company of other women. So I like that you said that.
agreed. And we also have unique challenges. I feel like that yeah, other people don't have to deal with and they're like important to work through, So yeah, I get that. But yeah, it's time. All women, it's time.
It
I'm
is.
so excited to be live at this time. It's exciting.
Yes, it is. I say that all the time. What a time to be alive. Such a beautiful time to be alive. So
It
much
really
is
is.
happening so fast and the just the mass awakening that's happening is so exciting to see people coming into a knowing instead of just out here believing in something. Having that knowing is what for me, having the knowing that the great mothers have my back and they are propelling me forward gives me such a sense of security. Like when I go out here, I'm more of a writer than I am a speaker. Um, but I'm getting better at speaking because the messages have to be delivered. So
Amen.
you wanna
Do what it gotta do. Yeah.
huh?
I said amen. You do what it gotta do.
That's it. You want to share a little bit about the call, like how you received the call? What how you got to this place?
Sure, sure, sure. Well, I have a little TikTok on my page about this story. So my first love is manifestation because it changed my life. I told the story January 22nd, 2022, crying in my car. I was like, what the freak am I doing with my life? How am I going to fix this? And it was starting to learn how to practice manifestation techniques that I was able to turn my life around. Okay, so that happened. And then so I started a TikTok channel to talk all about manifestation because I was like, I'm going to teach this. This is my jam. What, whatever. I enjoyed it, and then I invested a lot. I was like, I'm going to be a manifestation coach. And nothing happened. Like, I didn't make $1. Like, like it was just like brick wall after brick wall. And I was like, okay, God. I had a coach. And our very last session, I was like, why did she wait to the last session? But nevertheless, our very last session, she was like, if it feels like you're pushing, maybe you're not doing the right thing. I was like, you could have told me this 6 months ago. But anyway, I heard what she said, and I took it to God, and I was like, okay, huh? Because it did feel like pushing, and I was like, I just dropped everything, and I was like, what am I not seeing? You know, what am I missing? What am I not seeing? And I sat with it, and Spirit was like, you're out of alignment, and specifically, you're out of alignment with your divine feminine. And I was like, what? So I dropped everything I was doing, and I just went into divine feminine work, which first for me was rest. It was stopping. It was letting things go, you know? And as I first let things go and learn to rest and learn to be and not push, 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 drive, like, I got to make this happen, life started to change. Like, the more I let go, the more came in. I was like, I think we're on. Okay, I get it, God. I was like, I think we're on to something. And so through incorporating like more and more divine feminine principles, my life has made another complete 180, and it's so much sweeter. And I was like, okay, God, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. And God was like, yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So here I am doing it.
I love that. I love that. For me, it was similar. It was similar. I was I started working with copper and crystals in 2018, and that brought me to community because I was a solo practitioner. I guess that's the word. I was practicing, learning how to use my magic, this good juju that I got, and so the crystals, I built the Instagram for it, and I got a call to come to an event. And when I went to that event, I was just amazed at it's not just me out here. I'm not alone in this journey. And I started to make connections and just meet people and explore more. And the more I explored, the more that was revealed to me. And I learned so much from so many women. And I used to wonder, like, how are they so confident? How are they able to do the things that they do? And I was like amazed. So in my prayer life, I'm a prayer. I am a prayer, and I'm an intercessory. I'm a person that can get a prayer through. So in my prayer life, I just started asking for more guidance, and I went to Puerto Rico. The retreat is in Puerto Rico this year because Puerto Rico is very special to me. I went to Puerto Rico with a shaman, and I had a plant medicine experience. And in that experience, I was sat down I was in a room, and it was all these clocks on the wall. No digital clocks, just analog clocks. And the small still voice was telling me to slow down and be in flow, slow down and be in flow. And so I started that became my mantra: be in flow, be in flow, be in flow. So the next day, while we were in Puerto Rico, something happened. I was too far out in the water. I'm not a strong swimmer. The undertow got me, and I was out there like battling for my life. And I kept hearing "be in flow," and I started saying it to myself, like, "Be in flow, be in flow, be in flow." And I was fighting the water. And when you fight, you drown. When you push against the current, that's where all the chaos ensues. And I surrendered. When I surrendered to the water, the waves started to move me back towards the shore. A man had came out to help me, but I really thought it was over. And in that moment of surrendering, then it taught me to surrender in my daily life, to really be in flow, to trust in the divine, because this journey is the individual journey, but we have to be open to receive the messages, the signs, to know when doors open and opportunities are being presented to us, which one is the best opportunity for us, which direction to go. Like, oftentimes I would hear myself saying, like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what it's not for me to know until it's time for me to know. So now I have that awareness that what I need to know, I will know when I need to know it. You know what I mean? And so I came back from Puerto Rico. I was a little bit traumatized, but I had a better understanding of being in flow, and I started to slow my life down. And I had a past life regression, and this name came to me, and the name was Ashera. So I looked it up, and Ashera I found was the wife of El, Yahweh, the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible had a divine feminine counterpart, and I started to do research and read and meditate on that. And that started getting me to the place where I was able to like really truly tap into my feminine energy, because I'm a Gemini. That's air, that's masculine. I am the oldest daughter with four brothers. So I got all uncles, two aunts. I got seven uncles and two aunts. So I was always surrounded by men, and growing up wasn't always easy. So I spent a lot of time in survival mode. And that puts us also in our masculine. But when I started to just love on me and open my legs a little bit more and do the things to make the center of my honor my womb and pay more attention to my body and the signals that it was giving me, things just started to open up even more. And I got the call to start doing this retreat because I'm not alone. We are not alone. And there are still women that are searching. There are still women that have this yearning to be more and do more and explore. And here I am, pulling them into the fold.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it too because I don't know about you, but I love all things goddessy. Like I always have. I always have like geishas, goddesses, priests. Like I've always loved it. So when I started to get into this, like all the content was like, do your nails and smile and I was like, yeah, but yeah, and I'm like, as I came to practice, like through the story I was telling you, I was like, feminine energy is kind of like not mostly that. Like that's like the 1%. I think it's really about what you're saying, like survival mode, getting out of survival mode, learning how to surrender, learning how to be in a flow state, learning how to trust. It was all the things you just said in your story, like learning how to trust. And when I realized that, I was like, I think a lot of women don't understand that, because I didn't understand that. And it's so important to get that message across because, like I was saying, I was hitting brick walls. A lot of us women hit brick walls, especially as Black women, because I dare say issues, you know what I mean? Like our issues are ones of trust and fear and survival mode. And that's where we'll get the most bang for our buck. Because when we can like look at our survival mode, look at our levels of trust or non-trust, look at how we're surrendering or not surrender, the game has changed. And the nails, the dresses, or whatever are the easy stuff. But that stuff is the stuff that counts.
Yes. We last year the retreat topic was a party for the pussy. And it was all womb healing. Everything was centered towards womb healing and connecting with the womb and learning how to honor that, how to make sure that she is happy and she is healthy so that we can create, because that's where we create. Creation comes from the womb, and that is the center of our creative being. So just learning how to heal that. And it was so many breakthroughs happened. It was so amazing. You never know. You don't know what you don't know until someone presents it to you. And I learned some things. Other women learned some things. The feedback I got was really, really good. And I just want to continue to push that, to push sisterhood, to push the young girls call it being a girl's girl, and sharing with other women ways that we can enhance our lives just by what you said. Flo said, be in the flow state. So yeah, that part. Yes. And I read a couple of books during my research. One of them was called When God Was a Woman, and that showed me like how the patriarchy has systems set in place to keep women in survival mode, has systems set in place to keep us covered in fear, keep us bogged down and concerned about things outside of our control. So I started to like look at how that works. And of course, I have been doing Queen Afua's sacred women work for on and off for years. And then I got this.
It's backwards, so you got to read it to me.
Oh, it's
Pussy
called
play.
Pussy Prayers.
Oh,
So
pussy
then I got
prayer.
Pussy Prayers. And Pussy Prayers really simplify some things for me. Like it really is about it's about the journey of self. It's about exploring self and learning the things that we like, the things that we desire, the things that we want to have. This is soul work. It's not body work. It's not it's mental, emotional, all that, but all of those things combined, this is soul work. And we have to feed and fuel the soul.
True
So
that. Two words. Yes. Yeah. It's This is the real work. Like this is the real work. This
yeah.
is it. Um. What you were saying, the world is very invested in women not knowing their power. It's like very, very invested because we are. I always think of like men as the sun. I have always thought of like men as the sun, women as the moon. But I'm like, maybe we're the sun and they're the moon. You know what I mean? Like my beliefs have evolved. I'm like, we really are. We drive this world. Our energy, and we drive from a place of, that receptive way, that energy way. We really do drive the world, and then they really don't want women to know that. I love. I'm a big nerd. Okay, nerdy about so many different things. I love like you know what was that movie with Tom Hanks? The
Green
Chalice.
Mile?
No,
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 that's
no, no,
what it's
no.
called.
They go to Italy and they're looking up stuff about the Holy Grail. You know what I'm talking about?
It's not angels and demons. It's the one
No, it's
before that. It's yeah,
yeah.
yes. I know exactly what
Well,
you're talking about.
yeah. All those books are based in truth, and they're all talking about like they suppressed women knowing their power. Like, oh, we'll call her a prostitute. No, she was just a priestess, not a prostitute.
The Da Vinci
And that
Code.
power. Yes, yes. And the power of the pussy, like you're talking about, the power of the womb, like that's life changing stuff. And it's everything God wants to be lifted up. Everything.
That was a good read, and that was those are when I think back on my journey and the breadcrumbs I received to get me here. That definitely was one when it talked about Mary Magdalene, and she also I read this book called Lilith. Do I have a copy of it with me? But I read this
Love
book
you.
by Nikki Marmory.
I didn't read it, but I love anything about Lilith. I'm like, keep talking.
Oh, you gotta read it. It's so good, and it pulls in like historical some research facts. Like it ties it into the fiction. It's such a well written story about how this woman was exiled because she did not want to be beneath the man and she wanted to be equal. She went because they were created together and they were created from a mother and a father, not from a lump of clay. Like Lilith came from the great mother and she birthed her. And when she left the garden, Eve. So the book says that Lilith was the serpent that gave Eve the apple to unlock her knowledge of self. And it's such a well written story. But yeah, I love all things Lilith too. And the dark feminine, that's the one. The dark feminine is the one that really, when we tap into that energy, it's whole different. It's very sultry and it's very direct. It's a powerful thing to tap into our dark feminine energy. To really, I have done shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. Looking at those parts and not necessarily. I don't want to say healing because finding acceptance for my whole being, finding acceptance for all the different parts of me that create the one, and the dark feminine, really just having that knowledge about dark feminine energy has helped me with that so much because now I can accept the things that people may try to dismiss or hide or tuck away. I have integrated that with love, self-love, and that's the best love.
Talk about it.
Mhm.
So many things about what you just said. Yes, that's self love. I mean, you hear it all the time. You're like, yeah, self love. But until you like really like look at, do I actually love myself? And my answer was no. When I started out, my answer was, I'm pretending I actually don't like myself. I don't even like myself. Not even talk about love myself. I don't really like myself that much. And I certainly didn't love myself. And that was a big shocker to me because I thought at least I liked myself. And once you do that shadow work,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard, but it opens up everything.
It does.
And you reminded me of something. Um, Things I've been thinking about. So, you know how you were like, well, there'll be another Wednesday. You know, I told you, like, I was like, I see how much time I can fit in. No, this Wednesday is really important because I was like, I'm going to start going live. And then you messaged me and I was like, nope, you better show up today. Show up this Wednesday. And the reason why I want to start going live is to talk about, I don't know if you've seen these videos about women saying, I don't know if I want to get in another relationship because this is how the last one left me. Have you been watching
I
these?
made one.
Did you
I
make one?
made one yesterday. Yep.
I gotta see it.
Yes.
It's all about the divine feminine. And a lot of women are not talking about that because at the root of it is where we abandon ourselves. You know what I mean? Like before we knew better. Before we knew better, it's where we gave, usually this man. So I've seen women when we gave this person the keys, we were like, "Oh, you take my keys," and I have one too. I have one too. It's where we've given other people the keys, and that's why we end up looking the way we were looking and feeling the way we were feeling because we were out of our divine feminine.
Yes. Way out. Way very misaligned. For me, when I looked at the self love, was I love myself, but not the right way because I was taught that love was self sacrifice. So I really didn't know myself. I knew other people. I knew what other people needed. I knew how to feed them and pour into them, but I did not know how to do that for myself. And that's what my journey has been about, really, like learning to love myself. I have daughters. I have two daughters and a son, but I got this little daughter, my 22-year-old. She's a Cancer. I saw a video that said having a child that's a Cancer teaches you how to love yourself. And this baby loves. It's like she came equipped with the tools. First day of her cycle, she does not do anything for anyone. She relaxes, she rests, she like really, and she dotes on herself. She takes care of herself. I'm gonna make sure she's okay, but like now that she's coming into adulthood, I can see like I had a hand in it doing those things for her, but I wasn't doing those things for me. You seen that video? Beside every daughter that looks amazing is a mom that looks homeless. Like, so I was so busy like being the caretaker, but now that she's coming into adulthood, she's really a beacon of light for me on the ways to love myself the real way, to love myself the right way, like to rest, to say no. She said, I told her that. I remember being intentional about teaching her how to say no, how to speak up for herself, about healthy confrontation. And these are all things that I'm implementing into my life at this time. Over these past few years that I've come into this awareness. But she really is, she shows me that. And I know women like that. And I used to always wonder, oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Somebody in the comments said their daughter does the same. Yes, 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 yes. It's a blessing. And to have daughters and to be in this place and learn. As I learn, I share with my daughters. As I collect it, I give it so that they have tools and they don't have to be in this place when they're at this age. So, but yeah, that I didn't know myself, and I've been getting to know myself, and the more I get to know myself, the more I love myself. I fucks with me, okay? I do very much so.
Let me tell you, that is okay. So we're gonna have to have another one of these. There's so many things to talk about. That like when I went through that experience of giving this man the keys to myself, I was like, I realized I put my happiness. That's why I gave him the keys. It's like, that's my source of happiness. That's my source of like excitement or whatever. And then years later, being able to be like, man or not, I have fun with me. I love me. It is the best feeling in the world. It's worth every tear, every cortisol, face looking fucked up. It's worth every, right? Like, I feel so proud of myself. I feel so happy for myself. You know, not even like just happy, but just happy for myself. Like,
Yes.
it's the best thing. It's worth everything. Every coach, every class, every tear, every fuck up, every, it's worth
It is.
everything.
It
It
is.
makes everything. It
Those are,
creates
mhm.
miracles.
Those are
Yes.
the experiences that we go through. In those moments, it feels devastating. In those moments, if life sometimes comes across as just like hopeless, like why me? I never was one to ask why me because I was taught earlier on it's me because I'm the oldest and I have to understand. But just those feelings of being broken and not knowing how this is going to happen or making a mistake and then having to bounce back from that. And every time I pull myself up even that much more higher. But those experiences have definitely led me to where I am. And I would not change any of it because I love who I am today. Oh my goodness. Just, oh, I get my gratitude. My gratitude is great. Like it's so big because I know where I came from. And I know I used to feel like a passenger in my life, like a bystander, just watching things happen to me, just watching life happen to me. And coming into coming into knowledge of self and awareness of self, but even above all that, awareness of the power that is femininity. It's a power. It's a it's I get overwhelmed just thinking about like how powerful I am and how sometimes there are moments now because I'm tapped into my femininity where I can speak a desire and it happens. I mean, rapid, just like karma come quick, so does these manifestations come quick. There are times when I can have a need and immediately my phone will ring or I'll get a text message or and it'll be someone offering me that thing that I need or want. Like it happens so fast. It's oh goodness. It's amazing. It's amazing. Being a woman is amazing. It's so amazing.
I think my light went out. One of my favorite things is, yes, the miracles that come because it makes life worth living and it makes life sweeter. Yeah. When you're in that divine feminine flow, you can call things in. You can call things people in. And I don't know if you've been watching my content, but I talked about like how I used to be just a stress ball. Like I'm the oldest child also, and my whole life was one problem: shoe falling, problem, homelessness, all kinds of stuff. So I never knew how to relax, and so it was not through doing this work that I found that I can actually relax, like for the first time in my whole life, you know. And I can say, you know, like one affirmation I love to say is, you know, my divine masculine or God, it always brings me the right people at the right time. It always fills in gaps where if I have a gap, God's gonna fill it in. If I need something, somehow it'll magically be brought to me. But saying it is one thing, but watching that happen in your life in real time, it's like
Game changer. Game
game
changer.
changer. Like my lineage will never be the same. Not even my life. You know what I mean? Like my lineage will never be the same.
Yes.
Not even.
And that when we do this work, we're not just healing ourselves, we're healing our bloodline. We are really that is the breaking down of generational trauma. Just doing making the corrections in our life bit by bit that elevate our frequency is doing justice for the all of our bloodline. And if we're here today, we've always been here. Like if you being here, you've always, your genes, your genetics have always been here since whenever, since time was not, you know. So that speaks, that's one I didn't even, I think about it, but I never like thought about like the the millennia. It's like we're healing thousands of years of women, thousands of years, hundreds of thousands or whatever. Whenever they broke it, we're fixing it, and we are fixing it in real time.
It's huge. It's major. And not even that, not even just a lineage of women, which is major. Not even just my ancestral line, not just your ancestral line. You know, I am I'm not gonna say concerned, I'm gonna say care about what black people are doing in this country. Okay? So I'm just like, as the women go, the men will follow. You know, as the women heal, so heals the community. And I'm seeing it happen. Like, it's not just like a prayer or a wish. I'm seeing the community every day. I'm like, what? We're talking about, we're going to talk about this now? We're going to acknowledge this now? And I'm just thankful. Every day I see us healing and growing and talking about things that we've been hiding under carpets for forever. And I'm just so happy to be here. Like we said, I'm just so happy to be alive at this time. I just like, I can't believe this day ever showed up. Like, you know, I love wearing a crown. Don't make me put my crown on. I'll be like, I'm just so happy to be here.
You better. I make crowns. I wear a crown too, but I make them, and I love adorning the people. Like, I love that what you said. Not just women, all of us. The tribe. The tribe is healing, and we are tapping into what is our birthright. Things that we were told was demonic or satanic. Things we were told were taboo, and then to find out that that's what the enemy has been doing all along to sustain themselves. And now we have access to this information, and the level of fearlessness and courage that it takes to do ancestral work, the level of fearlessness and courage that it takes to step outside of structured religion and really connect with spirit and push forward in that way. Like, I'm so proud of us as a people. I'm proud of us. I am, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Every day someone rises in the community and steps out on faith to do the work for the healing of us all. And girl, my heart,
No,
it fills my heart.
yes, yeah. For years, I'll be like, I wish we could, you know what I mean? And now I'm like,
We are. And we are.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy to be finally doing what God called me to do. Also,
And
you know what I mean, right? And not being like, well, maybe next year. You know, I'm grateful for so many things. The happiness is real. The happiness on this side is, you can't compare it to anything. You know, like, I love a shoe, I love a this, I love a dinner, but nothing compares to this kind of joy. It comes out of my soul. You know what I mean?
Yes, and it radiates, and it shows. It shows in our walk. It shows in our talk. It shows in the way that we show up for ourselves and others, but more so in the way that just the way that we present. Like, you can see the joy. You have a glow. I don't got my lights on, but I have a glow, and can't nobody tell me I don't, because I know that I do, and that comes from that inner knowing that we are moving in the right direction and doing the right thing, doing what we have been called to do. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm grateful for you. Yes, it's like us. We don't see it in the ethers, but it's like you doing your work. I love, okay, I'm gonna do my work. And they're like, I'm gonna do my work. And I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like by the end of this year, by the end of 2025, and certainly by the end of next year, we're not going to recognize ourselves. I mean, talk about it. We're not going to recognize ourselves. We're not going to recognize the community of black women. We're not going to recognize women and the planet. Forget about it. The black community, forget about it.
Yes. It's so exciting.
Jaw on the floor.
Spirit said to me one day, I was in retreat. We had did a SECMAT retreat. I was in retreat, and I had wandered off by myself, and I was sitting by the water, and I had a vision of my inner child. So everything had turned like red, and I get pulled to other realms and dimensions. And I was in a red place, and now I know it as the fire council. So the fire council said to me in this vision, I saw my inner child, and she was walking away, and they was like, she's gonna be fine. I was crying my heart out. They were like, she's gonna be fine, but you have work to do. They was like, Mama Hita, it's time for you to step into your position. This was before it. Only one person was calling me Mama Hita before this day. And they was like, Mama Hita, it's time for you to step into your position. And then the still small voice got loud. The still small voice said, do you see you? Do you see you? And I opened my eyes, and it was me. It was me. It was like future me, but I could see future me, and future me is amazing. And I can, every day I feel myself getting closer and closer to future me. So, and you can't be future you without already being you, who you, it's already in me. It's in me and it's up. It's up and it's stuck. So,
Yeah, it is what it is. The journey. The
it
journey.
is
And the journey is juicy too. Even just the journey. It's good. It's good.
magnificent. I'm super grateful. So I know we said we're gonna end at 9:30. It's 9:22. You got anything you want to share with the people before we get off of here?
Let's see. Do I have anything? First of all, those of you in the comments, thank you so much, Jaisla. Jod. I miss you.
Jaje Issa. That's my business card.
Oh. Oh, hi. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Things I want to say. Well, like I said, I definitely want to have another one of these. This is just, it's just good stuff. Like I said, I'm happy to be here. The word that I like to talk about is sovereignty, and that's what I'm seeing happen. Sovereignty, like I'm my own source of joy. I'm my own God. I'm my own goddess. I'm not looking at you for validation. I'm not looking at you for entertainment or joy. Just like I am my own being, and I love it here, and I'm my own temple. Sovereignty. So excited to, I'm still working on my journey. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about your journey to hear more how the women are going. Just happiness. Yeah. That's a happy season.
That is that. And I want to say thank you to everybody that came and shared this space with us. I'm super grateful. People breezed through. They gave us all the likes and the love and the comments. In the future, I know I will look to have a moderator because sometimes I can't see all the comments as they go by. But just know that I am super grateful that y'all even held space with us. The Cosmic Goddess Retreat is coming up. It's in November. It's an 11/11 activation event. The flyer is on my page. The link is in my bio. I'm Mama Hita. This is 40 Acres in the Muse. Follow us if you don't follow us. Thank you all for holding space with us, and I'm super grateful again. Thank you so much. Thank you for receiving me. I love you. Mwah. Peace.
See y'all later. Bye.
I don't know how to make it stop.